We'll see.
I see a big crowd coming.
I got stuff. Anyway, but she's we are, so we'll see. Whatever.
Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? That seemed like an appropriate song for History Sunday. Do I have some power there? There we go, yeah. So we always do this straight through. We always do straight through, but we don't have to do it that way. We can just stick with one verse, one line, and then somebody else can do a line. So we're going to try that this morning. Let's start with that one again, and then we'll split you up. Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do... Karen, you want to come up here? Where are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are... You guys stay with Karen and we'll do it. Life is a riddle and a mystery, mystery, mystery. Life is a riddle and a mystery, mystery, mystery. Life is a riddle and a mystery. One more time. Mystery, mystery. Life is a riddle and a mystery. You did it. And I said, oh, thank you, Karen and Evelyn, for helping. You're welcome to stay here. We're going to do some other stuff. You can leave some echoing if you'd like. One thing I just adore about AJ is he's always picking hymns that we've never done. So they give us opportunities for growth. So this one, fortunately, even though it's a growth opportunity, it's not like a painful growth opportunity. So this is our parting song today. So I'll sing it, and then you'll echo, and we'll just kind of, so this is going to be a surprise for both of you, too. So here we go. I'll do it first. Part in peace the day before. us. Ready? Part in peace the Nobel day before us. Praises sing for life and light. Ready? Praises sing for life and light. Are the shadows lengthening o'er us? Are the shadows lengthening o'er us? A song you can sing lengthening and or. I mean, it's all good. Bless thy care who guards the night. Bless thy care who guards the night. We'll do that same verse again. You'll kind of get the tune in your head. Heart in peace the day before us. Heart in peace the day before us. Praises sing for life and light. Praises sing for life and light. This one starts the same way. Are the shadows lengthening o'er us? Are the shadows lengthening o'er us? Bless thy care who guards the night. Bless thy care who guards the night. Now we did ask ushers to encourage people to take hymnals today. No, I mean, you can sing that, now you know the tune. You could do it with just the words up there. But we did have an event earlier this month where the projector shut down. So if that happens, there'll be no lyrics even for you to follow, and I'll be up here going, part of peace the day before us. I'll be trying to get that out. So you may, if you're somebody who likes to sing and likes to have the words, it's just a backup, you may want a hymnal. So I'm going to have you stay up here. We're going to do another echo. You ready? I love this. Okay. This is another one I chose simply because it's History Sunday today. I hear the voice of my grandparents calling me. I hear the voice of my grandparents calling me. I hear the voice of my grandparents' song. I hear the voice of my grandparents' song. Listen, listen. Listen, listen. Listen, listen. Listen, listen. I'll do it again. We'll echo. I hear the voice of my grandparents calling me. I hear the voice of my grandparents calling me. I hear the voice of my grandparents' song. I hear the voice of my grandparents' song. They say, listen, 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 listen. Ready? And they say, listen, 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 listen. Let's do the whole thing. I hear the voice of my grandparents calling me. I hear the voice of my grandparents' song. They say, listen, 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 listen. One more time. I hear the voice of my grandparents calling me. I hear the voice of my grandparents' song. They say, listen, 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 listen. So there are some more words to this, but they change every verse. So I'll have you do that beginning part, and then I will sing a different little section, and then we'll do listen, listen. So let's start together, and when I do this, listen. Ha! Right? Here we go. I hear the voice of my grandparents calling me. I hear the voice of my grandparents' song. They say, stand in your power, always stand in your power. Listen, 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 listen. That's how it's going to work. We'll do it again. I hear the voice of my grandparents calling me. I hear the voice of my grandparents. They say stand in your power, always stand in your power. Listen, 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 listen. Keep going. I hear the voice of my grandparents calling me. I hear the voice of my grandparents' song. They say nature gives life, all of nature gives life. Listen, 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 listen. I hear the voice of my grandparents calling me. I hear the voice of my grandparents' song. They say teach them, be wise, grow and teach them, be wise. Listen, listen.
Are you on?
Listen, listen. I hear the voice of my grandparents calling me. I hear the voice of my grandparents' song. They say, wake up, children, wake up, wake up. Listen, 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 listen. Listen, 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 listen.
Good morning. I should wait for that to stop. It may not be the right key. It's got a voice. I'm hearing feedback. That's what that is. I hope the feedback's in the right key. It's so good to be here this morning with you all. May all beings of the world, may all beings of the world have fresh, clean water to drink. May all beings of the world, may all beings of the world have food and a home. May all beings of the world have someone to share love with. May all beings of the world know their true purpose. May all beings of the world, may all beings of the world be well and happy right now. May all beings of the world, may all beings of the world be free from suffering. And today I shall do all that I can do to make it so, to make it so, to make it so, to make it so. May all beings of the world, may all beings of the world have fresh, clean water to drink. May all beings of the world, may all beings of the world have food and a home. May all beings of the world have someone to share love with. May all beings of the world know their
Good morning, Lincoln. It's wonderful to be here with you today. My name is Reverend A.J. Galazzo, and I'm your interim minister. My pronouns are he and his, and I'm your interim minister. Wherever you are on your spiritual, ethical, or questioning journey, you are welcome here. I'm glad you're here because we need each other. At 11:15 today, right after our service, we will gather again in this sanctuary for our service of silent witness, where you can speak your joys, concerns, milestones, and prayer requests aloud. Even, and maybe especially, if you have nothing to share, your silent presence as part of a caring community is appreciated. Our opening words this morning are from Reverend Gretchen Haley. In a world that feeds on moral outrage, we are here to cultivate moral courage. In a time that prizes picking sides, we gather to draw a wider circle. And in a culture that teaches us to get for what we give and to ask, what's in it for me? We come to practice generosity and to remember we are all in this together. In the midst of life's bitterness, we choose to sing, to give thanks, to laugh together, to be keepers of beauty, to offer a place of belonging to all who come in gladness and in pain, to resist the push to the next moment, to slow down, to breathe more deeply, to feel a part of something greater for this hour, in this space. Let us be the change we wish to see. Come, let us worship together.
As tranquil streams that meet and merge
We light this chalice, our symbol of Unitarian Universalism. We are a church of open minds. We are a church of loving hearts. We are a church of helping hands. Together we care and work for justice and peace in our world. Sorry about that, guys.
I hope I'm on. I'm on, yay. I would invite all young and young at heart to come down here for the Time for All Ages. If you want to see this, you should move a little closer or come down. Come on. Sit. We're going to do some stuff. Today is History Sunday here at the church, and I'm going to tell you a little history about our chalice. This chalice right here, the one with the hands on it. First of all, what do we mean when we say chalice in our church? A chalice is a cup with a stem and a foot. And a flaming chalice, lit with a candle or other kind of light, is the main symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. The flaming chalice means many things, but that's another story for another day. Today, I want to tell you about this particular cup with a stem and a foot. Now, what else does this chalice have on it? Tell me, what else does it have on it? Hands. Hands. It has hands on it. Now, this chalice was made by an artist who makes pottery. And that artist's name is Larry Pelter. And there he is, right there, the guy with the glasses on. A long time ago now, in 2009, that was 16 years ago, the church asked Larry to make 2 new chalices. He made this one up here, that we have our candle in, and then he also made this one with the hands on it. Larry said that when he was deciding what kind of chalices to make, he thought about this quote from Nelson Mandela. Let us take care of the children, for they have a long way to go. Let us take care of the elders, for they have come a long way. And let us take care of those in between, for they are doing the work. So how can a chalice represent the children and the older people and everyone in between? With hands. He decided to make molds from the hands of children and older people and people in between who go to this church and use them to form a cluster of hands on the chalice. Now you can come up and look at this and feel it. Can you feel the hand? You want to come up and touch it and put your hand? Any old person want to come up and put their hand? Well, anyway, it's cool. You should try it sometime. How many different hands do you think there are on here? Do you see that there are little hands for the kids and big hands for the adults? Some of the hands on this chalice might belong to people who are sitting in this room right now. Larry collected mold from lots of people in the congregation. Kids and adults and older people, more than he needed. Then he did a very smart thing. When he made the final choices of which hands would go on our new chalice, he didn't keep track of whose hands they were. It's a mystery. That way, the chalice represents the whole congregation, not just a few people. Larry is a very wise man and a very good potter. And that is the story of how our chalices were made. It's a little bit of history. So now we can sing our children back to their classrooms. See you later, alligator, after a while, crocodile. We send you out with love and a smile. Thank you for the lessons that you freely share, from the way you play to the way you care. See you later, alligator, after a while, crocodile. We send you out with that you freely share, from the way you play to the way you care.
Good morning. My name is Jason Slaughter. My pronouns are he, him, and his. I'm a member of the Unitarian Church of Lincoln, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak today about my pledge to the church. I know a couple of people who were stranded in the middle of nowhere, and it looked bleak. So one of them asked their partner, "Does the will take care of our kids?" "Yeah," the partner nodded. "What about your mother?" "Yeah." "Okay, did we donate to the Unitarian Church of Lincoln?" The partner shakes her head and says, "Yes." "Did we pledge or give?" "We pledged." "Thank God," they shouted. "The Unitarian Church of Lincoln will find us." Now, it's really not like that. But sometimes it may feel like that. How do I know this? Well, I was your treasurer for the past 2 years, and I heard the feedback I got about giving to the church. Sometimes it feels like when we want to talk to you all we want to talk about is money. And here I am, again, talking about money. But we should not be ashamed to talk about money here at this church. I hate to say it, but we live in a world that requires money, and it's one of the most important aspects of our lives. Each one of us has a personal connection with money, and each one of us tries our best to make a personal choice on what they spend their money on. I'm a person from the age of 19, I had to fend for myself. I worked hard, and I've always made an hourly wage. I continue to dream, even to this day, that someday I'll have a salary job. I mean, both my parents had careers and they earned a salary. Me? I still get paid by the hour. I really didn't even know how to do a budget for myself until I was in my 30s. And I still wish I had a little bit more money in my life. Hell, I even buy a lottery ticket from time to time in hopes to be lucky and live on Easy Street. So far, that hasn't happened, but it is fun to dream. And I've gone to big churches here in Lincoln. You know what? They ask money from their congregations too. I tried to give to them when I attended their church, but I was never successful, nor did I feel like my money would make a difference in those huge churches. But since becoming a member of the Unitarian Church of Lincoln, it's been different. When I became a member, it was asked for me to give money to the church as being a member of this church. I think when I first started 5 years ago, doesn't seem that long, but 5 years ago, I didn't even fulfill that pledge. I struggled. But I keep coming back. And I got to know all of you and what this church stands for. I got to see what we do and the impact it has on my life in this community. So the next year I put a pledge in and worked really hard, but I only fulfilled maybe about 3/4 of that pledge. The next year rolled around, I really sat down and did math. And I figured out a number of what I could actually do. And I fulfilled it. And I fulfilled that specific promise to this church and community. The following year, I increased my pledge, and I fulfilled that. Now, every year I do my budget this time of year so I can figure out how much I can give to this church. It is one of the things that gives me joy. Paying rent, paying utilities and other bills don't bring me joy. Giving to the church does. I make sure I give what I can. We do amazing things with this money. And I know it because, again, I was treasurer of this church. But here we are, once again, in this time of the year. We're going to take some time to do the most personal thing we can do while we're here as members of this church. giving our hard-earned money to a place where it will be used to do great things. I ask that you spend the next few weeks to look deep into your budget, find a number that you can give, and honor that pledge. When we give here at the Unitarian Church of Lincoln, it makes a difference. Thank you.
It's International Day of Peace today. Who among us could not use more of that? Peace. Peace be with you in this moment. Peace be with you now. All around, above, below, peace, serenity, and love. Peace, serenity, and love. Peace, serenity, and love. Peace be with you here and now. All around, above, below, love. Peace, serenity, and love. May you feel peace. May you feel safe. May you feel peace. May you know love. Peace be with you in this moment. Peace be with you now. All around, above, below, peace, serenity, and love. Peace, serenity, and love. Peace, serenity, and love.
Will you join me now in a time of prayer and meditation? Our theme this month is Building Belonging. From Audre Lorde, without community, there is no liberation. Only the most vulnerable and temporary armistice between an individual and oppression. From Howard Thurman, there are two questions that we must ask ourselves. The first is, where am I going? And the second is, who will go with me? If you ever get these questions in the wrong order, you are in trouble. From Nikki Giovanni, the world is not a pleasant place to be without someone to hold and to be held by. and from Cole Arthur Riley from her book, Black Liturgy. There is something inherently valuable about saying you want to belong. For to name that you are lonely and then be met with nothing only doubles your loneliness. It's much easier to construct illusions around your independence and solitariness. To admit your desire to be known would mean acknowledging the shame asleep that says you aren't worth knowing, the doubt that says they cannot be trusted to love you. Perhaps you know what it's like to need to believe a certain doctrine or creed so that you can belong in a spiritual place, or to vote a certain way to belong at the dinner table. When someone places your very belonging at stake, they are prodding an ancient wound. Not all belonging is salvation. For you, I want more. I want friendship, romance, family. I want a community that will not destroy you. I want belonging that isn't always at risk, that isn't always being threatened. For you, I want the sense of self required to walk away, to forage for solid bonds. To be known is not frivolous, it is survival. You will not survive by self-care and self-love alone. Who will hold you? Who will remember you? You who are something to behold. You who are flawed and mysterious and needy and good. Belongingness is not too great an ask. Find your sacred company, and may they find and cherish you. May it be so, and amen.
Our reading today is from an excerpt from a sermon, The Journey Toward Home, by Reverend Charles Stephen, given at the Unitarian Church of Omaha, September 4th, 2005. The great journeys are toward home, perhaps a new home. As Moses led his people out of the land of Egypt, through the years in the wilderness and into the promised land. And each of us, with trials behind us, settles in to live where we find ourselves, surrounded by those who inspire our days and help give our lives meaning. And amid the many tasks, difficult and commonplace, which fill our lives and our thoughts. The journey towards home is a journey, always, toward ourselves. It is good to travel, to take great journeys, but little will compare with the houses of one's particular block, when it is not the houses one sees, but rather the lives proceeding within them. But more than that is how a place, when you have spent most of a life there, can have a power to tell of things you forgot you ever knew. As a church building can, and as can the people within it, it can be a reminder of oneself at other ages and of the people one has cared about. One cannot fully reassemble all that subliminal information. Yet the collection of all those deep memories makes us what we are. Stray too far away and stay too long, and the sense of oneself begins to blur. One port of destination, however grand and exciting our journey, is home, which we reach sooner or later in order to grasp ourselves once again.
That little sound during our meditation reminded me of Morse code from the great beyond. I love visiting churches when I travel. I always pick up some helpful tidbits. First Unitarian of Salt Lake City had an interesting custom at the offertory. They didn't play special music. They went into a greeting and a passing of the peace on steroids. The ministers came down into the pews, and it went on for almost 10 minutes. It was interesting and loud and fun. The people loved it, and I could see real community happening before my eyes. Kind of like what we just experienced here on Wednesday evening with our wonderful Wednesday. We had good food, great conversations, fantastic music, balloon poodles, and a time for casual fellowship. Thanks to everyone who attended and all the hours of planning and preparation that helped create the event. You are beloved, and you are welcome here. In 1998, I attended the General Assembly of the Unitarian Universalists Association in Salt Lake City. I can still remember my trepidation at the time. Why, of all places on earth, would the liberal UUA want us to gather in Salt Lake City? I had painted the whole town with the brush of the ultra-conservative machinery of the Mormon Church. And yet, I was also impressed by the stories of the pioneers on the Mormon Trail, who left remnants wherever they passed, including Nebraska. And so 25 years ago, I relented, packed up my mountain bike, and headed to Utah. My life was forever changed by going somewhere I didn't want to go? Is there some place you don't want to go? I learned not to forsake the places in between my destinations. Parts of Nebraska are actually as beautiful as Wisconsin. Who knew it? From the prophet and immortal John Lennon, there are places I remember all my life, though some have changed. Some forever, not for better. Some have gone and some remained. All these places had their moments with lovers and friends I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living. In my life, I've loved them all. Music and lyrics often appear to me as holy scripture when I'm writing my sermons. And I did a little research on this Beatles song. John Lennon was in his mid-20s when he wrote those words. To me, that is proof of his prophetic nature. He already sensed the brevity of life and everything that we must leave behind as we age. And the famous harpsichord interlude with its aura of mildly melancholic reminiscence was the work of George Martin, the Beatles' legendary producer, and a perfect collaboration. But what I want to focus on this morning is the theology of place. How do the places we inhabit or inherit affect our spiritual health? If there are places we will remember all our life, how do they merge and grow with us? On my many trips to Utah, I uncovered new treasures, new stories, and new encounters that fuel my future sermons. I often find that when I strike gold, I usually collect far more than I am able to use. When I discover some place of value, I keep going back for more. When Brigham Young, the prophet who led the exodus of the Mormon faithful, so the story goes, became very ill from his travels, he looked up from the bed in his bumpy covered wagon. He saw the beautiful Salt Lake Valley. He raised his arm and said, "This is the right place." After a journey of countless miles, crossing rivers and deserts, climbing mountains and facing starvation, in my imagination, I can hear someone in his party saying, "Finally!" But one cannot deny the result of his proclamation, however it was uttered. For the multitudes of immigrants that eventually descended on that part of Mexico from all over the world. Yes, the Mormons had to leave the United States to find religious freedom. And now there is an imposing, and some may say self-serving monument memorializing this legendary event. This is the place. And in my travels, I noticed it has become a Utah meme. At a lonely crossroads in the middle of nowhere, someone spray painted, "This is the place," on the pavement. A bar and restaurant had a sign, "No, this is the place." This is the place is also a Utah State Park, a recreated village of historic structures with live interpreters dressed in period costumes, It's geared toward all ages, and I was impressed with the docent's knowledge of history. But before I entered the park, I was surprised to be warned by the ticket seller that some of the representations may seem dated. And I saw a few examples of what he meant. Issues that were absent or glossed over included the colonization of the indigenous population, the second-class status and exclusion of people of color from full religious participation, and the heavy-handed influence of the LDS Church on state politics, the economy, and even journalism. I was surprised when I picked up the Sunday edition of the Deseret News, which happens to be owned by the LDS Church, and found that it contained articles with an obvious slant toward right-wing conspiracy theories. Really? In contrast, the much more progressive Salt Lake Tribune had a rainbow flag on page 1 with the headline, "How Queer is SLC?" This glaring dichotomy illustrates something that many places have in common with Salt Lake City being a tiny blue dot in a big red sea. I have found that Mormons in general are actually pretty cool with religious diversity. After all, they've been on the defensive side of the argument for many of their own beliefs. Freedom of conscience means a good deal more when it goes both ways. The freedom to believe and the freedom to dissent. I attended an interfaith LGBTQ pride service while I was in Salt Lake, and the keynote speaker was their new openly lesbian bishop of the United Methodist Church. Diversity springs where we least expect it. But I did not go to Utah to debate religion. I am comfortable with my own testimony, and I respect others who want to live with me in peace. There is a genuine kindness in the people of Utah that reminds me of Canada and Iowa and Texas and Nebraska and everywhere. The Holy Land that I return to in the mountains, deserts, and ancient rocky solitude of southern Utah is forever pristine and protected, I hope, by our national parks and monuments. Here is a stream of consciousness I scribbled after my 5th visit to Bryce Canyon. I am at peace and rest, with some wow splashing in my heart. I hear words of German, Chinese, Spanish, English, and other dialects indecipherable to me. It's a cool 62 degrees at 9,000 feet. Big, puffy, dark and gray skies overhead, but it's sunny in the town way below. What a perfect day. This must be the place. There's a lot more to do on my to-do list, but for now, I cherish this moment on the edge of the canyon. The clouds produce random drops of rain, etching oval spots on the dry concrete pavement. I take a moment to breathe as the endless parade of visitors oohs and ahs in their native tongues. I love being on this edge. I love the places beyond my grasp. I love stopping and waiting for a sign. The light changes, the colors advance and fade. The trees bend precisely with the breeze. How can I leave this place? When will I ever return? Thoreau wrote, "We can never have enough of nature. We must be refreshed by the sight of inexhaustible vigor, vast and titanic features." One of the things that you need to tell me and tell each other is why this place, this community, this church means something special to you. Why do you keep coming back? What do you remember of your history? What stories have you been told about this place? As you entered the church this morning, I hope you noticed our history wall. The transition team prepared a blank canvas for the major moments and minor moments in the life of this church. But you know what's missing? Your personal memories, your stories, your brief recollections, your dreams and your visions. If you will, please write something to share on a sticky note and add your words to this wall. We will let the story grow for the next few months. Check back often, and please add your thoughts to our timeline. Your assignment this week, should you choose to accept it, is to ask yourself, where are the places you remember? Where have you staked your claims? Have you ever said, "This is the place"? Are you rooted or uprooted? Planning your next escape or return to a pilgrimage? Don't be too quick to decide or to judge yourself too harshly. We need visitors, wanderers, and questioners just as much as we appreciate the founders, elders, and prophets of this community. It may be the unexpected places, the places we never wanted to go, that bring us the most delight and keep us coming back. I close with words from the immortal John Lennon. All these places had their moments with lovers and friends I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living. In my life, I've loved them all. Blessed be, may it be so, and amen. Our closing hymn.
Rise in body and spirit. Peace the day before us, praise the Savior.
Thank you for joining us today. I'm Michael Stratman, President of your Board of Trustees. I want to offer a special welcome to those who are visiting for the first time. Each week, we take up a collection to support the work of this church and our partners in the community. We do this because just as we all grow from our participation, we all give back through our time, our talent, and our treasure. As the ushers come forward, they will pass the offering plates. You can also give by texting UC Lincoln in the amount to 73256. That's UC Lincoln in the amount to 73256. The offering will now be gratefully received. I have a few announcements to share as our church community extends well beyond our Sunday morning worship. You should all have received a special all-church e-blast about the congregational survey. It is very important that we hear from as many members and friends as possible to inform the selection of our next minister. The deadline is in 1 week. Please talk to a member of the search committee today after service. They have a table in the front hallway. As Reverend AJ mentioned, we will be holding our monthly service of silent witness after our regular worship service today at 11:15. Join us for your pledgeducation at the table right outside near the budget banquet display. Join Elle and Karen to learn more about our ongoing pledge drive. And our guest musician today is Celia Farron, all the way from Whidbey Island, Washington. She will be holding a way station concert here tonight at 7 p.m., celebrating the International Day of Peace. Please join us. And we will be having a newcomer chat right after service in the library. Stop by the tree in the gallery.
I had to fly here and I didn't bring my own guitar, so I want to thank Roger for letting me borrow his beautiful Martin. Give him some love for that. So I sang recently, is that good? Okay. At the Unity of Tucson in Tucson, Arizona. And I met Reverend Ronnie, and she taught me about this concept of being a possibilitarian. If you catch on, please sing with me. I am a possibilitarian, 'cause everything is possible when you believe. And I know how to let the dream grow. Live big, breathe and receive. Don't you worry, that's going to come around again. Abundance, yes. Love, 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 I say yes, yes, yes. Empowerment with joy and feeling peace. Oh, the possibilities. Why? Because I am a possibilitarian. 'Cause everything is possible when you believe. And I know how to let the dream grow. Live big. Breathe and receive. Nice. I love that Julie's got you all singing before the service. That's awesome. Perfect health? Yes. Wonder-filled wealth? I say yes, yes, yes. Empowerment with joy and feeling free. Oh yes, the possibilities. Why? Because I am a possibilitarian, 'cause everything is possible when we believe. And I know how to let the dream grow. Live big, breathe and receive. Reach for the stars, make friends with the fears. Live in the bliss, 'cause it's already here. Be good to each other, be good to yourselves. Now take those dreams down off of that shelf and be a possibilitarian, cause everything is possible when we believe, and we know how to let the dream grow. Live big, breathe and receive. Clarity, yes. Compassion, yes. Living on purpose with ease. Joyful connection and playfulness, yes. Oh, the possibilities. Why? Because I am a possibilitarian. Cause everything is possible when we believe. And I know how to let the dream grow. Live big, breathe and receive, yeah. Because I am a possibilitarian. Cause everything is possible when we believe. And I know how to let the dream grow. Live big, breathe and receive. Live big and let the Spirit guide me. Yeah.
Our closing words are from Reverend David Breeden. Let us be the welcome we crave, open hearts, arms outstretched. Let's embody radical welcome, unquestioning love, possibility. That's not in here. Let's be the welcome we crave, deeply hearing voices and hearts. Let's be the welcome we crave, enriching and understanding. Let us embody the community we crave. Go now in peace.
Oh, you're welcome. Nice pulpit display. Oh, I better go get it. Oh, yeah. Sandra.
I wish there was a way for me to put an expiration. Last time I went, I was proud.
I don't know what happened to the email. Well, he's had trouble with, if he sends it with his phone, sometimes it doesn't go. Okay, all right. Hey, I was also